We in the building, man. Top Flight TV. Big shout out to everybody out there. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's being productive and successful today. You dig? Um, Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button when you come in here. Go follow the Instagram, topflight_TV or topflight_official. So we just gonna jump right into it, man. I was online. Matter of fact, I was online early this morning. I was on Instagram and I saw a creator. I saw. I'm not gonna take nothing away from his channel. You dig? Because ironically, I just made a video about 6, 7, 8 months ago, giving Gully TV his flowers, right? But let me show you how this works. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna break it down. So I was online, man, and I saw Gully TV was saying the whole debate between the Latinos and FBA was some sucker shit. And that's like it kind of put my antennas up. I'm like, why would that be some sucker stuff? Why would that be sucker stuff? We're gonna get to that too. So anyway, I commented, he immediately goes live. And he has a lot to say about foundational Black Americans. He said FBA. He's had a lot of misinformation. It was a whole lot of misinformation. He doesn't really understand the argument. Mr. Gully TV doesn't understand the argument. Mr. 5%er, because what he said was FBA people are a part of the 85%. The people who eat pork, the people who don't read. How ironic is that? To call us less intelligent than you, but you don't even understand the argument. He's trying to make it seem like we're trying to kick out Latinos and other cultures from the culture. Where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that from, sir? I thought you were intelligent. So anyway, I left a comment. Yeah, Twig, what up, homie? I left a comment, and he tells me to S his D, like a little emotional little girl. Now, Brian Glaze Gibbs calls him Girly TV. And you know what, Brian? I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree with you, my man. My man has girly ways. He has girly ways. If you're such a 5%er, you're so divine, you're so godly, why is it when I disagree with you, you had to resort to degeneracy? You know, somebody that's godly, somebody that's divine wouldn't automatically jump to degeneracy. See, the problem is when people can't debate, they insult. When people can't debate intelligently, they insult. And that's what he did. And that's what he does. What he does a whole lot of getting on live. He'll look at the chat. Somebody says something to him, and he start throwing a temper tantrum like a little girl. Like a girl. That's not divine, homie. That's not showing and proving. Only thing you showing and proving is that you're very emotional. You understand? Now let me say this. He got on the live with Zip with the drip. Shout out to Zip, because Zip cooked his dumb ass. Zip made him look real foolish up there. Big shout out to Zip, man. I think Zip blocked me. I don't know what I did. Zip used to follow me. I don't know what I did, but it looked like he blocked me. If this reaches you, Zip, holler at me. Topflight_official. I don't know if I'm blocked or his page might be suspended or something. I don't know what's going on. But shout out to Zip with the drip, man. For getting up there and defending what's right and what's true. You understand? Gully TV was basically talking about, you know, it's a stupid argument, and Puerto Ricans are 5%ers, and what the hell are you talking about? The argument is started with Fat Joe. He tried to say, he doesn't know where the argument started at. We're gonna tell you, sir, since you don't know, you told us you're so educated, you're so intelligent, but you're talking about an argument, you don't even know where it started. You're speaking to your chat and you're misinformed. It was 600, 700, 800 people in your chat and you don't even know what's going on for real. So let me educate you, man. It started with Fat Joe, right? Fat Joe told us that they started hip hop 50-50 with Puerto Ricans contributing 50 and Black Americans contributing 50. And that was false. And guess what happened? He got called out. And there was a documentary made. Documentation. There was documents. And guess who started being divisive? Not us. We simply told the truth. There was another group that came along and said, no, we did it. They didn't provide any documentation. In fact, we have documentation of Crazy Legs and other Latinos saying it was Black American culture. You understand? So, you jump on here and act like you know what you're talking about. You got the argument all wrong, my man. Real men don't spaz out like that. I've always wondered about that. Why do you spaz out like that when somebody says something you don't like? Ad Cash Roy, what up? Why is that, sir? Are you okay? Do you got mental health issues going on? I get trolled all the time in my comments. People say the wildest stuff. And I never spaz out. Like, it's not personal. I don't know these people, man. You got to be a real Looney Tune, dog. Misfit says, thoughts on Cuban Links and Fat Joe beef. That's what we talking about now. Kinda, sorta. Cuban Links even said it. Cuban Links said that Fat Joe practices racism. I'm not going to say Joe is racist, but it's been said. The boy TA, one of his ghostwriters, said that Fat Joe practices racism. You dig? And Gully TV is up here caping for this shit. The funny part about it is, last year, when the argument came up, I think it might have been this year, when the argument first started brewing, Gully TV was on board. Do I gotta go find them videos? Because you were on board last year, but now this year is some sucker shit. You dig? What really happened? A lot of people saying that you got some Puerto Ricans close to you. That's what the change of heart is. They say you start dating a Puerto Rican, which is cool, but you can still keep it real. C-Mac, what up? What up, big dog? Yeah, Fat Joke, man. Fat Joke disrespected, man. And don't get me wrong, man. Listen, I be banging Fat Joe. I'm from the 90s. I like what Fat Joe contributed to the culture. I really do. But you can't just sit up here and just start talking reckless. We let him get away with the verses. Y'all remember the verses when he called Vita and them crackheads? Like, how you gonna call Vita and them crackheads, dog? Like, come on, man. We let him get away with that. Misfit said, I don't understand how a rapper can be racist when all races buy their music and listen to it. So to me, listen, my brother, you need to understand the definition of racism. Okay? Being a rapper has nothing to do with, you not being racist or not. You know how much racism is practiced within the industry? There's a lot of racism practiced within the industry. Let me give you an example. Racism within the industry would be putting out degenerate behavior, putting out degenerate music from Black artists, putting out degenerate propaganda of Black artists, but making other cultures look complete and good and highlight the good in their community. That's racism. So it's not about whether somebody likes somebody. It's not about, you know what I mean? You got to get your definition correct, man. C-Mac, same to you, my brother. Same to you. Forsaken Archive says, would it have been better off for him to not even respond? So Forsaken Archives, who you talking about, bro? For who to respond? Guru, what up? You talking about for Gully TV to respond? Oh, Fat Joe. Um, but you mean respond to what? Respond to, because he said a lot a couple different times. So you mean respond to like when Math Hoffa asked him the question? Fat Joe has been around for a long time. What I think it is, Forsaken Archive says, like FBA, just leave it alone like Jay-Z. Now let me tell you what I believe. Let me tell you what I believe, man. Thank you, Vega. What I believe is Fat Joe has been having conversations about FBA for the past year or two. He's a heavy Democrat. Microphone check has came out. These two things have probably been some of the biggest irritations in his life for the past year. Imagine being a Democratic front person, mascot, thinking that everybody's gonna fall in line with you because you Fat Joe, and you go to the comments and you keep saying people say no tangibles for FBA, then no vote. And now your higher ups are looking at you like, hold up, we thought you could do some things. We thought you can get some votes. Because if he doesn't galvanize the people as he thought he probably could, he doesn't go higher up. He's not needed. You know what I'm saying? Forsaken Archive says Jay-Z never addressing anything. Yeah, well, Jay-Z, he picks and chooses when to address things. And that's kind of smart. I agree. That's kind of smart. Now, back to your original question. When Fat Joe said FBA on Math Hoffa's show, y'all remember when Biggie said, make my name taste like ass when you speak it? That's what Fat Joe, when it came out his mouth, he had a hard time saying it. Number one, because of fear. Number two, because it's been such a problem in his life. This FBA thing makes Fat Joe a guest in hip hop. And he's been running around here for 10, 20 years talking about he's this individual who is so ingrained, which is cool. We're not mad at that. Nobody's taking the contributions away from Fat Joe. I love Jealous One's envy. I love Jealous One's still envy. I love Don Cartagena. You dig? But at the end of the day, you got to show some respect, man. And the truth is just the truth. Joseph Roberts, what up, homie? Joseph Roberts says, do you believe in the N-word pass? Because I don't. Let me say this. Before all this racist stuff that Joe said and all this racist stuff that has come out about Joe, I didn't have a problem with Joe saying the N-word. I didn't. I didn't have a problem with him saying it. He was Puerto Rican. You can tell he clearly grew up around black folks. I didn't have an issue with it, to be honest. I don't think I still do. I don't really care. He can have that. Everybody can have that word. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I mean? I don't condone everybody saying it, but if that's what people want to say, it's going to hit a little different now after he called FBA bums and basically told the feds that he dog whistled to the feds. They're a radical black racist group. What the hell is that about? He trying to get us on a list or something. C-Mac says Jay-Z does address situation. He just does it behind the scenes. LaRonda Hicks says boycott him on New Year's Day on a BC performance. Forsaken Archive says he believes Latins and blacks created hip hop. That's why he got so much heat. Yeah, you got it right. But this is what he said. He said blacks and Puerto Ricans invented hip hop 50-50. That's why all of this is happening. Gully TV. All of this is happening because you have Mr. Fat Joe, who's a known embellisher. He's a known liar. He's known for exaggerating stories. He's known for his stories. He tells a hell of a story, dog. Go look up Fat Joe on some of his interviews, man. He tells a fabulous story. But this story that he told about hip hop, he crossed the line. See, our culture, Black Americans, we have been so humble. We have been so, what's the other word I'm looking for? We have been so, we've been very humble. And we have let a lot of things go. So he thought that he wasn't going to get backlash for that. And he was wrong. He was wrong. And look, don't care. I don't have a problem with you having a problem with it. I don't have a problem, and I don't condone it. Let's just say that. Gil Scott says, not one person created hip hop. It came from the community and years of influence. Listen, no doubt, but whose influence? Our influence. You're right. Not one person created hip hop. I'm not going to act like I was in the Bronx in 1970 when it got created. But let me tell you what I will do, because I did my homework. I didn't just listen to Tariq Nasheed. I listened to Latin people say breakdancing was called Moreno style. I got the clip on my Instagram. I listened to Latin people say that was a black thing. We came later. What more do you need? What more do y'all need? So every time it comes to us getting some credit, now it's, everybody did it. No. We did that. We did that. We started that. Others contributed to it. Thank you for your contribution. But we started, we created that. I'm sorry if you don't like that. Forsaken Archive says, oh, I didn't know. Yeah, that's what he said, man. Go look it up. Don't Care said, if I hear them calling me a N-word, I will be calling him the derogatory name as well. And I'm not mad at that. Gil Scott says, hip-hop has multiple influences like the last poets. Forsaken Archive says, I love Bone, and he lied on Bone Thugs. He did say something about Bone. I forgot exactly what he said. He tells a lot of lies, bro. Like, before all this came up, Fat Joe has been caught red-handed in a lot of lies. He likes to tell stories, and he likes to make himself and his team and his culture more bigger than what it is. He always makes himself look bigger than everybody and everything. C-Mac says, influence doesn't mean you created. Absolutely. Why is everybody acting slow? I tell you what, man, this debate has let me know that people have comprehension problems. They can't comprehend. Don Solo, what up, cuz? What's going on? Misfit said, I remember when Michael Jackson was the king of hip-hop before rap even really came out. Michael Jackson was the king. Now, I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. C-Mac says, where were these Latino creators during the Dolores Tucker's days? Yeah, nobody was anywhere to be found. Back in those days, it was black people's rap culture. It was a bad thing. It was nothing good about it. They were steamrolling CDs in the street. Okay. And there was nobody speaking up. The Latino community was not speaking up on behalf of the brothers. They just weren't. They weren't doing it, man. And now at this point, man, cuz we started hip hop, man. And the simple fact that all we're saying is we created it and everybody's having a hissy fit. Gully TV had a hissy fit today. Everybody's in a frenzy. Everybody's in a frenzy, man. Everybody is flustered. They are frustrated, and they don't know how to handle themselves because some black Americans are finally speaking up and saying, you know what, man? No, we're not going to let y'all get away with the lies this time. We've given you all a lot. We've been very modest. We've been very humble and modest people. You dig? Gil Scott says the last poet spoke up. Stop it. What it okay, educate me. The last poets said what, homie? What the last poet say? Slingshot T, what up? Slingshot T said, yo, the comprehension is being made is yeah. People aren't comprehending. Everybody is all over the place. LaRonda Hicks says, I was there. My cousin was a breakdancer. They didn't speak English back then. Come on, man. Listen, anybody want to go, listen, go on my page. It's topflight_TV. I have a video of Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs is talking real crazy nowadays. But we have a video of him saying they call breakdancing Moreno style. Who knows what a Moreno is? I mean, what do y'all need? There's a whole documentary made on this. When will Fat Joe step up? When will Fat Joe and the Latino community step up and make a documentary? Because all I see right now is them online having temper tantrums. Just get to work. Provide the scholarship. You understand? Shady 219 said, who said black people didn't start hip hop? I don't see it. What? Man, where you been, bro? Shady 219, where have you been? It's World War III going on online. Where have you been, my brother? A lot of people are saying that it was a 50-50 creation. And I think a lot of people are getting confused with the contribution piece. You understand? Yes, nobody's taking away that there were contributions being made. Don't Care said Fat Joe watched microphone check and went crazy. Man, come on, man. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And the thing is, I didn't even want to entertain this conversation. It wasn't even, the conversation wasn't interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? But as time went on and I see how they trying to really gaffle. They really trying to jack what's going on and what we created. You know, I got to start speaking up, man. Shady 219 said 50-50 with home. Fat Joe said it was 50-50 Latinos and 50-50 Black Americans. Busta Rhymes said that Black Americans don't have culture. That's what he said, man. These are the things that sparked this conversation. Because I remember I was around and I was listening and I was tuned in. Busta Rhymes said, and he's nowhere to be found. He ain't want no smoke. Busta Rhymes didn't want to get involved. He saw what was going on online. He said, no. And he got the hell out of here. He said Black Americans don't have culture. And people lit his ass up for that too. Shady 219 said, Fat Joe, say no more. Guy's a cap salesman. Yes, he's a well-known embellisher. You understand? And I gotta reiterate, I still play, when I'm in the gym, Fat Joe comes on, I still click Fat Joe. But let's keep it real. A lot of his songs, let me tell you, man, a lot of his hottest songs had foundational Black Americans on it. That's the shit that made it hot. Let's go through the list. Do we gotta go through the list? Think about that, man. What's Fat Joe's biggest song? Anybody know Fat Joe's biggest song? It was all FBA people that made that shit hot, man. And I like a lot of his B-side joints, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of his mixtape cuts, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Gil Scott says the last poets had a profound influence on hip hop, laying the groundwork for the genre's lyrical style, political messaging, and rhythmic delivery. Emerging in the late 1960s during the Black Power movement, they combined spoken word, poetry with percussive beats, creating a style that directly influenced hip hop's origin. I gotta go look into that. That's interesting. I wanna go check that out. Yeah, C-Mac, you dig? Like, think about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I was disappointed in my man Gully today, man. He really acted like a little hoe. All I did was, you know, disagree. And I would like to have a live with him. I would like to get on, if he can control himself If he can act like he got some sense and he can have a discussion like a grown man, I would love to get on the live with him and inform him, not even debate, because he don't even know, he don't even have the premise. He doesn't have the premise of the argument down. So I really would like to inform him. You know what I'm saying? But some niggas, man, they just emotional and they like bipolar, and then one week is this and next week is that. Yeah. Frederick said, FBA never paid my bills. F them. You're another mad individual, sir. You're another mad individual. You know what I'm saying? Listen, everybody doesn't have to get down with the FBA, situation. That's fine, no problem. But it's already in motion. You know, a lot of us are focusing on our lineage. We're not claiming Africa no more. We're not acting like we Hebrew Israelites. We're not acting like we are Arabic. You know what I'm saying? And if that's your thing, cool. But we're going to be real practical about this. You know what I'm saying? We're foundational. Our ancestors built this land, right? And we're not going to act like we're guests in our own home anymore. So you don't have to like it, Frederick. You're still welcome on my platform. And when you come here, please be intelligent. You don't have to. What's the purpose in cussing and trying to? What's the purpose in trying to insult and what? Hey, Frederick, let me ask you, homie. What is your ethnicity? Where is your family from? What country is your family from? See, we didn't look here, man. People could come over here with all kind of flags, and we embraced them. We've been embracing them ever since I've known. We used to run around with African medallions, paying homage to the motherland. You dig? You can never call us divisive. You can never call us haters or racist or radical racist like Joe tried to make us. You understand? You can never do that because we've always welcomed everybody with open arms. Blue Crystal Ocean says, Mexican people do not allow their people to mix with blacks because they have respect for their people. Can't be mad at them in music. Hey, whatever they want to do, man, that's really on them. Don't care says Frederick, you don't have to say F you. Yeah, people are mad, dog. You got to understand it. They're not feeling this FBA thing. They want us to be generic Africans. They want us up under their deodorant. They want us to be lost with no identity. That's what they want. A lot of people have been comfortable for decades with Black Americans even saying that we don't know where we come from. Now that we're finally, identifying our ethnicity, people don't know how to handle it. Don Solo says, we invite everybody to the cookout. Yes, we do. And then they turn around and say, hey, guess what? I made that potato salad. That's what we invited them to the cookout and said, no, this is my shit. Like, I made this. I invited you, matter of fact. This is what's going on, dog. Like, this is exactly what's happening. You dig? BMG says, what Mexican dude was talking about? What Mexican dude was talking about? I have with raisins. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, nah, we are stepping up, dog, and I'm proud and I'm very happy and I like it, dog, because I've been on a journey for a long time, and at the end of the day, you come into information here, you come into information over there, and I finally found the right information. You know what I'm saying? I finally found the correct information that I can rock with. C-Mac says, James Brown drummer is the most sampled drummer in hip hop. Absolutely. I think there was like maybe two Latino beats that have been, popularized in hip hop. I think it was the I forgot that song. I ain't even know it was hip hop. It was like that doom, 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 doom. The bongos in there and shit. Like, that's what they trying to accredit that to. Like, all right, that's cool. Y'all got that. That was way later. The documentary Microphone Check, you have the pioneers telling you who started this thing. They're telling you how it happened, when it happened, who, what, when, where, and why. And for some reason, people are discrediting Coppola Rock. They're not listening to the first female MC. Why are they not listening to these people? Don't Care says, why never have Mexicans bumping their music in the cars when I'm driving down the street? And I'm a lady, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry, Don't Care. Shout out to you. Paul Johnson says, it feels like we have a movement that we actually can get behind now. We are finally delineating, and all the immigrants hate us more. Stand strong, my brothers. Yeah, I don't get it, dog. I don't understand. I don't understand. Only C-Mac said, only credit I'll give them is the Macarena. Paul Johnson says, they took rock and roll and country from us. Now they trying to take hip hop. Yeah, and the thing is, we kind of gave it away, to be honest with you. We give a lot of stuff away because we're very innovative and we're very creative. So we got flavor for days. Like, we can do whatever we want to do. So we weren't really tripping. But you can't take this hip hop, man. BMG said, I saw you were in Gully's chat. Gully was on one on that live stream. I told Gully in that stream it was Fat Joe's fault because Gully TV is a nutcase, man. I realized that today. Hey, BMG, go back to his videos like 6, 7, 8 months ago. He was down with the FBA thing. He was having this conversation. Now all of a sudden, it's FBA telling me that S is his D and all this other crazy stuff. All emotional for what? Have an intelligent conversation. If you got a leg to stand on, if you're a 5%er, you're so divine, just have a real conversation. You dig? Gil Scott said, dance battles and breaking comes from African dance. Now, we not even doing that neither, dog. Gil Scott, listen, we not even doing that neither. Listen, if it comes from Africa, where's the breaking over there in Africa now? We not even giving the credit to Africa, dog. Sorry. Don Solo said they got siced off Tony Touch. Yeah, I mean, look, it was a lot of DJs doing their thing. And you know, cuz, it was a lot of DJs. Was Kid Capri, was he Latin? Was he Latino? It was a lot, look, they did their damn thing, man. Later on, they did their thing. Not in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? LaRonda Hicks says, Fat Joe will be performing this New Year's Eve. Where is he performing at? Where is that guy performing at? I didn't like how Fat Joe did Irv Gotti and Ja Rule. I've been peeping things about Fat Joe for a minute. He's been moving very suspect for a long time. Y'all remember when Fat Joe, he was claiming Irv Gotti and them are his brothers, right? And then, they have a very long-standing feud with 50 Cent. Murder Inc. versus G-Unit. Fat Joe goes in, not only cool, y'all dead the beef, no problem. Y'all cool now, no problem. Y'all not beefing no more, that's good. But he not only deads the beef, but he goes and starts hanging out with 50 Cent. I found that to be strange. Then, when Irv went on Drink Champs, Irv was on some sucker shit, he was. And he was talking about Ashanti. Fat Joe comes out and says, yeah, Irv is a sucker or some shit like that. And then try to clean it up like that's my brother. Then when they had the verses, Irv called Vita and Lil Mo crackheads. Yeah, go back to that verses. Do y'all know how disrespectful Fat Joe was on that verses? Oh, okay. Kid Capri was Italian and black. Okay. All right. Cool. I see. Yeah, go back to that verses and look at the disrespect. And it was like real racist disrespect. I ain't gonna front, it had a racial undertone. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you call Vita and them crackheads? Like, why would you do that? LaRonda Hicks said ABC News on. See, that's what I'm saying. Look where he's at now. Look who he's performing for. You dig? He's a corporate entity at this point. No, one day he has to come at FBA. He's a corporate entity. This is deeper than hip hop. What he was saying on Math Hoffa's show is deeper than hip hop. C Mac says, remember we call a little more crack. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Don't Care says he's going to perform with Ja Rule as well. Yeah, I see that Ja's still cool with him, but I know Irv said he's not cool with him. You know what I'm saying? Ja's going to do whatever he can to keep his career going. You know what I'm saying? You know, do what you got to do, whatever. But I know Irv said he wasn't really rocking with him. Gil Scott says, none of these dudes are real friends. They're co-workers. Yeah, yeah. But, you know, if you go on speak and say, you know, y'all allies or that's my brother, then, you know what I'm saying, there should be some sort of loyalty there. Or at least don't be a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least don't make moves like that. LaRonda Hicks says he will be performing with Dougie Fresh, Cassidy, Ja Rule this New Year's Eve. Oh, that's interesting. Cassidy. They brought Cassidy out. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, man. But I wanted to get on here and I wanted to respond to Gully TV because he got very disrespectful with me, and he wouldn't. You know, you know how he'll block you. Well, now you gotta get out of here. Like what kind of hoe are you, nigga? Like what? all I did was disagree or bring some truth to the conversation. That's all I did was bring truth to the conversation. And he blocked me, dog. Like, come on, man. I think I got to get used to the fact that there's going to be a lot of attacks. It's going to be a lot of angry people. A lot of people are very angry. You understand? A lot of people are not handling this well. They're not handling this well. Paul Johnson said he blocked me because I said Gully. He is. That is that type of behavior, man. Don't Care says if you can't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Yeah. Paul Johnson says we should have been to this. Gil Scott said they are not equipped to have educational conversations, bro. They too in their emotions. All of them. All of them. I've been trying to have real conversations with some of these people, and they can't. Lord Jamal proposed that everybody gets together and compare notes. Nobody stepped up. Nobody said, I'll take you up on that. That's how you know they don't have nothing. They have not a leg to stand on. If I have the evidence and somebody calls me out and says, let's have a sit down, I'm on my way to the sit down. Boom. There's the evidence. Now what? They don't have the evidence. They just talking. They just in their feelings. Yeah, Paul Johnson said we should have been did this. Yeah, we should have been did this. Hey, I'm glad we're doing it now. Better late than never. I think it's a great time. This is a great time. Gil Scott said, at the end of the day, it don't matter who created it because we don't own it. That's what we really need to be talking about. Well, the thing is, we own hip hop. We do. Anybody can own hip hop. I've been seeing that conversation being had and that argument being had. And this is the thing. You talking about the record industry. You talking about the music business. You're right. We don't own the music business. But hip hop, let me tell you, hip hop has helped me buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop has helped me buy cars and provide for my family. They don't own that shit. If I want to go out today and make a hip hop video out in the park, right? If I want to go out today, make a hip hop video, we have our own music that just happens to be one of the most popular. If I want to go out in the park and make a hip hop video, I can do that for free. Nobody owns that. You dig? If I want to go do a show, put together a hip hop show and make money off of that, I can go do that. Diddy's baby oil, what up, man? He says, I'm a troll, but I can't troll, man. I respect. I agree with your views. Shout out to you, Diddy's baby oil. Paul Johnson says, we've been doing this shit since slavery. Singing and dancing in the fields and braiding our hair. Absolutely. Gil Scott says, Lucian and his sons own, what, 60% of the music? Well, that's because these niggas keep signing to them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats is you know, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You know, but hip hop as the art form is not owned by anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's everybody's to eat off if you choose. C-Mac says, if you spent money on an artist, then you have the right to critique them, man. I agree wholeheartedly. If I spent money, if I click on your video, look, this is what they put this out for. You understand? Blue Crystal Ocean says, hip hop has killed a lot of men. I'm not mad at that statement. I believe I'm gonna say this. I don't even want to say hip hop. I'm gonna say rap. I'm gonna say some of the rap culture and rap imagery and the rap influence has killed men. I would say that. I think hip hop is something totally different than what we see today. You know what I'm saying? What we see today is a derivative of hip hop. Paul Johnson says, nobody owns it. We just started it. We should have owned it when we had no idea they were going to commercialize it and make it that big. Now, I will give you this. If you say own it as in copyright it and, you know, but the thing is, how can you really own it? Like, how can you really stop people from doing it? How can you stop corporations from putting out music? It's kind of hard. Does anybody own, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't own much. I mean, what all do we own? You know what I'm saying? Diddy's Baby Oil says, bro, I don't know if you have an official podcast, but if not, you need to start when they set. What are you're looking at it, sir? Right now, this is what I got, man. This is what I'm doing. I don't really have time I did have a real podcast with the mics and studio. I have Top Flight TV where I do interviews. I interview people. But I don't do anything where I got to sit in front of the camera all the time. It's just too expensive. I got to get a haircut every time. I got to have new clothes on every time. So I said, I'm going to sit behind the camera and just interview people. You dig? Paul Johnson says, I'm saying when we started it, we should have made it our own. Not saying control it now, but if we own it, then we will be getting rich. Well, a lot of people got rich. A lot of people got rich, dog. Gil Scott says hip hop is based off samples. They own all the samples. You'll eventually have to pay them and make the most of your art. Well, I disagree. Hip hop is not based off of samples. I believe hip hop is based off a variety of things. You know what I'm saying? Now we gotta be clear. We talking about the culture, or we talking about music. Music is a part of the culture. The culture came first. The culture came before the music. You dig? The culture came before the music. It's a lot of different avenues to this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the culture came first, dog. Like, hip-hop culture is a derivative of Black American culture. That's what this shit is about. The resilience, the fashion, the swag, the perseverance, you dig, the audacity, you dig, the beauty. All this shit comes from Black American culture, man. It's just a derivative. See, we knew this back in the day. I was a very big Public Enemy fan, and we already knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this new stuff is. When I grew up, I wasn't listening to anything. You know, who do we see early on? Is King's son Puerto Rican or Latin? Who did we see early on that was Latin, that was killing the game? Like, really killing the game? I'm trying to think because they might be out here. NY Unity says, what's the lineage connected to? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What do you mean? What is the lineage connected to? Slingshot T says, facts, Black American 100%. NY Unity says, what you stop at that point. I don't know what you're saying, brother. I don't know what you're saying. Don Solo says, our struggles. Yeah, absolutely. The struggle. The struggles that we went through as black people. NY Unity says, y'all keep referring to you building America. Yes, our ancestors built America. NY Unity says, but if you check your history, the date you're referring back to is the day the Spaniards came to Americas and conquered. Listen, and, I'm glad you're here, sir. Listen, I want you to do something real quick. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well, the thing is, I don't know if you're trying to make yourself a Spaniard, but are you accepted in Spain in 2024? Now, the thing is, go Google the first commodity on Wall Street. All right, NY Unity, he got to be trolling at this point. Gil Scott said it's called Free Labor for 300 years. C Max says the first hip hop song speaks all about black lifestyle and culture. NY Unity says 90% of the FBA are making claims they have no right to. Boy, you're going to have to come with some, you're going to have to be a little more specific on this platform. This is not Instagram where you can just say shit, my brother. NY Unity says, when y'all have had the last 150 years to build up your communities and do what you need to do for your people. Well, let me ask you something, sir. Where do you live at? Where do you stay at, my brother? Because to keep it real, our communities got flooded with immigrants. Our communities got flooded with immigrants. Right or wrong? Huh? NY Unity said, but instead you got sucked into the European and Spaniard cultures. That's false, sir. That's false. What, if you look at me today, right now, what Spaniard culture do you see me exhibiting? Well, yes, listen. He said, how many of y'all buy Nike and fitted hats made by, so, bruh, I don't, you sound crazy right now because who made these popular? Who? Who put the swag on these? That's black American culture. You dig? We made this shit hot. You put this on a white dude in a ball field, it hits a little different when we put it on. You understand? That's what I'm saying. If we put a three-piece suit on, it's gonna hit a little different because we're gonna put more things on it. We're gonna have a swag with it. So that's the difference, man. Yeah, NY Unity, he thinks this is Instagram where he could just say anything. And that's what they're doing now because they're very upset. You dig? And they're showing how they really been feeling. That's what we really got put out there. We're learning new things. We're learning new things about how these people felt. NY Unity said, where do you think your ancestors got the instrument? Oh, God. Oh, God. Whoa, man. Come on, cuz. You gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that. Oh, so NY Unity, are you a black person or are you African? Are you a black American or are you African? He says our ancestors were tribal people. Our music came from the land. It didn't come from a banjo guitar that was implemented by the oppressors. That's false, man. That's false. Go look up ancient Spain, how they would have little African boys lathered in oil while they played music and drank wine. All right, cuz. All right, hey, my man, listen. You taking the conversation somewhere else. Let me ask you something, NY Unity. Because y'all, this is what y'all famous for doing. You're famous for moving the goalpost. Why are you moving the goalposts? I want to ask you a question, sir. You've said a lot of things on here. Let me ask you a question. Who were the Latino pioneers that started hip hop? Yes. Please tell me. Who? C. Mac says, it was a well-known fact that clothing designers put their clothes in our stores first to see if we take them before placing them in other stores. Well, let's talk about it, man. I asked you a question. Okay, he said hip hop was not created down south or in California. We already know that, man. But what you need to understand is some of the pioneers where they come from is South Carolina. Where they come from is North Carolina. Did you know that, NY Unity? You know some of the influences come from down south. Yeah. Slingshot T says, NY Unity, the roots ain't slavery, buddy, but this is country. Gil Scott said a lot of them are from the South. Absolutely. You damn right they from the South. A lot of them are. NY Unity says, we don't care. Anybody from New York knows the history of hip hop. Everybody from New York. If you're not from New York, you're a weirdo. No, we're not weirdos. See, that's the problem. That's another deflection, another defense mechanism that you guys are using. Oh, you're not from New York, you can't talk about it. Yes, I can, because we're going to repeat what Coke LaRock said. We're going to repeat what the other pioneers said. And get this, NY Unity, we're going to repeat what Crazy Legs said. We're going to repeat what Big Pun said. I got to put the video on my YouTube shorts. No. Yes, we're going to repeat what people, native New Yorkers said. They told us that breakdances was Moreno style. Big Pun said he wants to thank Black Americans for accepting Latinos into hip hop. This is out of his mouth, man. Go look it up. NY Unity, Blue Crystal Ocean says black male dancers of the 1940s create a lot of rap and a moonwalk. NY Unity says, y'all just want an excuse to try to get money off an industry you couldn't get into because your music was trash and you had nothing to go with. That's powerful. Man, if that's the case, bro, if it wasn't for us, you would have no Big Pun. This is what he said. You would have no Fat Joe. If it wasn't for Black Americans, you would not have a Fat Joe, sir. Your idol, it seems to be, because you seem to be caping for him, right? If it wasn't for Black Americans, dog, it wouldn't be no hip hop. How do we know this? Because if you take Black Americans out the equations, what Puerto Rican Latin artists would you have? Who would be hot? Who would be hot right now? Who? What Latin label was out there? What Latin label was out there? Tell me one Latino hip hop label. And I'm asking genuinely. I just don't know off the top of my head because they not that popular. Terror Squad, who did Terror Squad put out? Remy Ma? They put out Remy Ma? What is Remy Ma? Is she Latin? All right, there's zero. So you take away black people. Let's take away Black Americans from hip hop right now. What would you have? You would have Big Pun, Fat Joe, the Beat Nuts. You know, we not ain't gonna claim Fab and Jim Jones because nobody knew that they were mixed with Latino ethnicity until 2020s. So we can't put them in the equation. Kid Frost, this is for La Raza. NY Uni says, and look at you as a black man, you talking about We're not going to claim you sound. I don't know what I don't know what you're saying, homie. I don't know what you're saying. You sound dumb because you up until 6 months ago you was what? Okay, I don't know. You moving the goalpost, my brother. Kid Frog, hey Solo, this is for La Raza. Somebody said Ricky Ricardo, Rico Suave. Y'all had Rico Suave, dog. Y'all had Rico Suave. You dig? Remember Rico Suave, dog? I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out you guys' deep impact in hip hop. Like, see, I was being nice, bro, and I was saying that you all have contributed great things, great artists such as Fat Joe. I'm gonna say it again. I rock with Fat Joe's music. Big Pun. Uh, it gets kind of slow after this. At this point, but you gonna make us go there, man. You gonna make us really put it out there, dog. You gonna really make us, yeah, man. I don't know. NY Uni says your first rapper was Ice T. You want to? Our first rapper was Ice T. I'm not in Cali, homie. See. That's the problem. That's the problem. You jump into conclusions, sir. I'm not in Cali. BG Newman, what's up, my brother? He said it's not even debatable. It's not. This debate has actually been over for a long time. He said Ice T. This debate has been over for months. You dig? Fat Joe just reignited this thing. He just sparked this thing back up. But in actuality, once Tariq Nasheed dropped the documentary, it's over. She said Menudo. Look, microphone check. Once microphone check drop, the debate is over until you all provide a documentary that debunks microphone check. NY Unity. Why don't you reach out to the brothers, reach out to Fat Joe, right, and and have them put together a documentary so we can put this thing to bed. It should have been done, homie. Y'all should have been put something together. It's easy, right? Like, come on, man. BG Newman says it's not debatable. No, I agree, sir. I agree. The debate has been over for a long time. But it's great conversation. It's great content. And the internet is on fire right now, man. NY Unity says New York invented hip hop. NY Unity says nobody down south invented hip hop. He says you wasn't there. You can't talk about it. But my brother, do you see me talking about it? And let me tell you something. And I think it's another thing that makes them mad is the fact that even as somebody that doesn't live in New York, just the fact that I'm Black American, that shit is mine, homie. You dig? And you're mad that it's more mine than it is yours. And I'm sorry, we gotta do this. We gotta go this route. You're mad because a black man in Arkansas can stake claim to hip hop. He can say that's my culture. And you're mad about that. You want us to stop talking about it because we're not in New York. Yeah. You don't care. That's why you on my line, ain't? You on my line just typing away. Look at the racism. Look what he said. Look. I want y'all to see this. Listen, this is a good lesson right here. NY Unity says, your great-grandfather was in a barn somewhere playing music for the white man. You was not in the conversation. Do y'all see? Do y'all see? Do y'all see? Do y'all see? Tell us more. Tell us more. What's the bigger picture, NY? The bigger picture is we're delineating from people such as yourself with that low-key racism and hate in your blood. We just heard that, we just saw that comment you just put. And this is why we're here. We're letting it be known. Y'all are not like us. We're not like y'all. Shout out to all the straight up good folks in every other culture. But in every other culture, it's a lot of people that don't like Black Americans. And we're here to expose it, man. We're here to delineate. C-Mac says, all North FBA know that our parents and grandparents came from up From the South. Yeah, everybody that's, let me tell you something, man. All the people in New York that are in New York, most of the people that, a lot of black Americans that got to New York, their family is from the South. Solo said, our grandfather wasn't strumming no banjo. He was in the war. Indeed. Yeah, you sound real uneducated, my man. NY Uni says you're mad. You're mad because you're not from New York. Okay, nobody wants to be from New York, dog. I gotta go get that clip of Corrupt saying, who seen that clip of Corrupt on Vlad? He said, we don't want your city. Nobody wants to be from New York, dog. Yeah, microphone check. A lot of the, see, the thing is, man, a lot of these people have not even went and saw the documentary. The people that are arguing and bickering, they have not even went to go see what the pioneers said. Don Solo said, and that's how Harlem was born. The free people from the South brought it there. Absolutely. Gil Scott said, black folks in NYC created hip hop. The influence comes from all over the place, including the South, the Caribbean, and Africa. We got to see Gil Scott. We got to be not ain't doing that either, brother. I'm sorry. We not doing it. Tell me right now, bro, what Caribbean influence is in hip hop? And don't say speakers, don't say the sound system, because that's been debunked too. NY Unity, I gotta get you on the show. Hey, listen, take my email, dog. Topflight1@gmail.com. Topflight1@gmail.com. Don Solo says, Sean. Look at Sean. Sean is a prime example. Let's take Sean for instance. Sean is what? He's Belizean, right? He was cosplaying as this. They call himself Sean Poe. He was, and I like Sean. I still bump Sean's album, but he was cosplaying a gritty Kingpin from Brooklyn. Check him out now, dog. He looks like Obama. He looks like Obama, an Obama imposter. And that's the thing. Joe, look at Joe. When a lot of these other groups grow up and they get older, they start changing. They start being who they really are. From the culture that they're really from. NY Unity. NY Unity. As all up, let me tell you something. We're the only culture. When we get older, we're still the same motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? We still, yeah, we might change our thinking in certain areas, but other cultures, when they get older, they start getting a little racist, dog. They start turning into their grandfather. You dig? Tariq got you siding with the conqueror, creating a no. Your man, see, this is racism right here. Let me tell you, man, this is racism right here. When we debunk a lie, now we're divisive. But Fat Joe wasn't divisive when he told that lie. Is that what you saying? Fat Joe wasn't divisive when he told that lie? We're divisive because we're setting the record straight. That's like when white folks tell you, there's no racism. Let's stop talking about it. You dig? NY Unity says, so let's be real. If FBA is 43 million strong, how strong do you think Africa and the Caribbean? Who cares? Who cares? What does that mean? What does that mean? Tell me what that means. BG Newman says Fat Joe wasn't even good, to be honest. I gotta get you on the show, man. We gotta really chop it up. We gotta have a real debate. You know what I'm saying? Because in the midst of this, I don't have any hate toward any group. You know what I'm saying? I really want people to acknowledge the truth. You know what I'm saying? And You can't just be on here spewing things. You gotta really put them all in their proper context. No, you already said your racist shit though. You remember? My grandfather was in a barn playing a banjo for a white dude. Remember? NY Unity says, so if y'all want to delineate back to your roots, right? Why don't all of you all move back down south? Why we see that's some racist shit. That's like saying go back to Africa. He said, why don't we move back down south? Because according to FBA, that's where their roots are, right? And you want to no, we're delineating right where we at. We're delineating in New York, LA, Maryland, wherever. We're delineating everywhere, dog. You can't tell us where to delineate at. You don't like it, dog. Just be honest. Let's talk about it. Talk to me, brother. You don't like the what don't you like about us delineating? Please. Nah, NY Unity. He says you basing your history off of somebody else. Up until last year, you wasn't worried about your lineage. Go look at my videos from 3 years ago. Go look at my video from 2 years ago. So you're wrong there, sir. Again, you're wrong again. But listen, this is what I want you to do, NY Unity. I want you to hit my email because I want to get you on the show so we can have a real debate. And then, listen, this is what we're going to do. Listen, hey, you can stop talking now because all y'all do is talk. All y'all do is type. Listen, I'm going to do what Lord Jamar did. Lord Jamar said, listen, let's cut the crap. Let's meet up. Let's get the facts straight. Let's compare notes. Take my email. We're going to jump on the live. I'm going to give you access. I'm going to give you access to pull up everything that you're talking about and show and prove. I'm going to pull up everything I'm talking about. I'm going to show and prove. How you feel about that, sir? Slingshot T said, how you going to tell somebody what their history is? NY Unity says, I 100% do not like anyone under the Tariq Nasheed umbrella. What is the Tariq Nasheed umbrella, sir? What exactly is that? NYC is about to start explaining. Because I just made him a proposition. He said, let me make it clear so you can't contort what I say. I do not like anyone under who was underneath the Tariq. Okay, no, you already, I just read that comment. I asked you a question, sir. Will you show up to a debate? I'll give you access to present your PowerPoint, you dig? And I'll show my stuff, and at the end, we'll see who has the most evidence. Are you with that? Because you keep just explaining it, talking about other things. He said, I just did a quick run through, and a lot of it was failed music. I don't know what failed music is. Yeah, Don Solo says he's giving you all he has now. He don't want to. No, he definitely does not want to step into the arena, and none of them do though. BG Newman says he won't show he a bust. Yeah, he's a buster, big time. Um, and C Mac said just hearing him say Ice-T started rap speaks volumes on how far his research goes. Uh, no doubt. Hey, NY Unity, you have a good day, man. I'm not gonna waste any more time on you. You have my email if you like to take me up on my proposition, or if you have anybody that wants to step into the arena and really do this thing, and then we can make it happen. Um, I'm deflecting. I asked to who your ancestors that ties back. I don't know. See, he's talking about the Congolese. Nobody's talking about the Congolese though. All right, listen, I gotta go, man. I got shit to do. Y'all know I got a lot going on. I come in here to get things off my chest. Yeah, it's a bunch of hot air, man. NY Unity, listen, Top Flight TV. My fault. Top Flight 1, at gmail.com. Hit that email or you're a coward. Hit that email or we won. Hit the email or we won. All right? Y'all be good. BG Newman, C Mac, Don Solo, Slingshot T. I appreciate y'all.